the society. He is known to be a corporate consultant, strategic advisor, lyricist, motivational personal development, and life coach. Owing to a successful and illustrious career spanning almost 4 decades, he is a well-respected and a prominent corporate figure known for his transforming touch in shaping and building brands towards achieving market dominance and very effectively developing skills of the future leaders. His contribution to the corporates and to people development has gained him an incredible number of awards and accolades, both local and globals. He is also a highly accomplished lyricist with over 500 songs to his repertoire, many of which have topped the Sri Lankan charts and many been featured in the movies. He is known to many in the Sri Lankan and global platforms as the practical coach, making him a sought-after personal development trainer, peak performance coach, and a motivational specialist. He currently serves on the board of Alliance Life Insurance Lanka Private Limited, Prime Finance PLC, a strategic advisor to many Sri Lankan corporates, whilst continuing to contribute to CBL Group as a consultant. This brief introduction was to none other than Mr. Nandana Wickramage. Sir, I cordially invite you to deliver the keynote speech.
Thank you very much. A very good morning to everyone. It is indeed a great honor and a privilege to be called upon to deliver the keynote address at this special occasion. At the outset, let me congratulate everyone who successfully completed the research sessions. I would also wish to thank the organizers for their kind invitation for me to grace this occasion. As an individual who commenced my career right at the bottom of the corporate ladder and slowly but steadily progressed right to the top, I believe, and I am a firm believer of research. In my 40 years career, there was no magic. The entire success of whatever I've done has been based on some sort of a research. When I say research, it is not just formal research, it's also a lot of informal research. Today, all of you, the young people here, I'm sure are going to be tomorrow's leaders. Some of you may be leaders in the corporates, some in the government and public sector. Maybe some of you all will be in the political arena. Some of you may be in the all over somewhere in the world doing a lot of things and a lot of progress. Wherever you may be, whatever you may do or whatever profession you may be in, the skill and the knowledge acquired in research will always come in handy. When it comes to strategy development, innovation of product, innovation of services, planning, at any point, research would be the key thing and the first thing that will come to you. Myself, as a master practitioner of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, I'm aware that once you learn the techniques and the skills of research, your mind gets patterned to see things in the right perspective and to look at things analytically and to progress further. In this rapidly changing world, which is becoming more and more complex today, nothing can go on with guesswork or with predictions only. Every step we take in the future will be based on research, because research would be the vital factor in the progress or the process of developing strategies, developing products, developing services, you may name it, everything would be based on research. So therefore, it would be extremely important that young future leaders in every sector of the community acquire the right knowledge and the skill in research. This will be the only way to contribute to the society, to the country, or to the world. It is also a fact which research has proved that people who have knowledge on research and have the skill on research have much better analytical skills. They have much better communication skills. And it is also said that they are always better thinkers. Dear students, dear graduates, I know it's going to be a very, very tough day to you today, an action-packed day for you all. But as I was invited by Dr. Sajivani, she made a special request for me to share some of my experience in the corporate sector. Now, the corporate sector, which spans over 40 years for me, almost 40 years for me, I've gone through many. So I will share the first story. I'll take it from Ceylon. I'm sure all of you all know the brand Ceylon. But way back in 1990, the Maharaja organization who owned this brand, I was working in that company, and I was in another division of Maharajas. At a particular date, I saw there were some foreigners, Indians, who had come, and they had come to buy this particular brand or the company. I happened to ask my senior at that time, my boss, and I asked him, why are we selling this company? He said, we can't run the company because the company is running at losses. There is no sales. Mind you, this company or the brand was the pioneering brand of PVC in Sri Lanka. But in the year 1983, this whole factory was burned down to the ground. And thereafter, brands like Anton, Aztec National, Duro, these brands took over, and Ceylon was right at the bottom, and they could not progress thereafter. They could not come out of what happened to them. I just happened to ask, is it possible for me to have a look at this organization, this company, this brand? Fortunately, I was given the opportunity and said, 3 months, we'll let you have a look at it. And I started looking at this brand. My first thing was research. I wanted to find out, why is this brand not doing well? Anywhere you go, anybody you ask, any person you ask would say the brand Ceylon, because Ceylon brand was so popular, but it's not selling. Why is that? So I had to do the research. I stood at hardware stores. I was watching people. I walked from shop to shop. I went into construction sites. I spoke to plumbers. Everybody was saying they buy Ceylon. They like Ceylon. And the company is not getting any sales. It was a very simple thing today if you look at it. But at that time, the problem was there was no differentiation. Any PVC pipe was called Ceylon. So Ceylon brand had got generic. That's all. There was no way to identify Ceylon against anybody else. Very simple thing was done. The brand Ceylon was printed. We only had to get a machine. The brand Ceylon was printed across the pipe, across all the fittings. And all your parents would know the advertisements at that time said, look for the name, Nama Balalaganna Ceylon. Dakka Nama Ceylon. That was the commercial, that was the communication. Now that came in from research. We could identify the consumer psyche, what was happening. When they went and asked the trader for Ceylon, they used to give what they make the highest profit out of. And nobody was giving Ceylon. So if not for the research, we would not have found the consumer insights. Within months, we were able to revive the company and make the company the #1 brand, and also it acquired over 80% share within 2 years. So that is a story of research at Maharajas, which I got involved in, and I was the person who handled that at that time. Moving on to the second story, I'll straight move into Ceylon Biscuits, where I served for 18 years as a group director. In the year 2000, when I moved into this company, the company was a fighter brand, of course, the #2 in the market. The main brand was Maliban with 80% market share. I took one by one, products one by one. And the first thing was lemon puff. When you look at lemon puff, what comes into your mind in your childhood? My research showed that more than 80% of children lick the cream and throw away biscuits. And the brand which was selling was Maliban, because that was the brand which has been available from decades. Whatever we say, it was just a Me Too product. So when we found this out from research that children lick the cream and throw away biscuits, we went into more and more research. We dived deep into it and asked, why is this? We realized that in the cream sandwich biscuit, when you bite into that, there was the taste of the cream was not being prominent. We took the research to our R&D division, which was the production R&D division. And there, Mr. Ramya Vikramasinghe, our current chairman of the organization, who is a food specialist, food scientist, and he identified, okay, I could do this change. I could make sure that the biscuits are very much more lighter, and when you bite into the biscuit, it will melt in the mouth, and the taste of the cream would come out. With that change, we launched the product when the whole world was having the lemon puff in the white, in the yellow color pack. We launched a white pack, because our research showed that no sooner we launch a yellow pack, everybody will back again, have no differentiation. We launched the yellow pack, the white pack, and we differentiated, and we said this product is different. And that did the change. From a 17% market share of lemon puff, we went to over 67% within 2 years, and also widened the entire market. The next example I would take, or my story I would take, is within the same group of CBL. is the story of soya. Lanka Soy was a pioneering brand of soy. Not running it. When I looked at soya, the brand of Lanka Soy was the pioneering brand. But many other brands were ahead. When you looked at the research, we realized that most people consume soya as a substitute to meat, not as a vegetarian meal. Because of that, we launched a brand called Chico Soy, Malu Soy, Veggie Soy. Under Chico Soy, we had different flavors of chicken, tandoori masala. Under the Malu Soy, we had whatever prawns, sprats, dallo, all that. And then Veggie Soy was a totally different thing. At that time, we were selling only 200,000 packets of soya nuggets per month. Immediately, market expanded, and we went into over 5 million soya packets per month. So it was research which gave us that identity, which gave us that differentiation. I will move on to the final story which I want to talk to you on, which is the cream cracker story. Everybody knows last 2 decades ahead, back, cream cracker was used as a product to go and visit elders. It was a product to go and see somebody who is not well. It was only a bland biscuit which nobody wanted, the children never wanted to consume it. We did the study. Melbourne was having over 83% market share. And it was a very, very small market. Cream cracker was the smallest market in the biscuit industry. When we did the study, we realized that this particular product is a very special product for the simple reason it did not have sugar. It's a product which does not contain sugar. And the entire youth, the growing up children, everyone, the parents, everyone wants to cut down on their sugars, intake of sugar. We were able to develop a product based on our research. We were able to develop a product does not have sugar, but it has a creamy taste. It was a product with 7 layers. It's like a puff. You just bite into it and you get the creaminess, but it fills the tummy. Within months, we were able to change the entire perspective of cream cracker. We were able to do a huge change, and that very small market became a huge market. Thereafter, the second step of research, we realized that most of the Sri Lankans want to have meals in between meals. In addition to the 3 main meals they have during the day, each time they want to keep munching something. And if they kept munching something with sugar, there would have been a problem. That was the reason why we came up with Podi Badaginnata Supa. And that was a revolution. And today, mind you, cream cracker is the largest segment in the biscuit industry. Not only in Sri Lanka, it's moved out of the country. It's doing so well even in the overseas markets because it was all done through research. So research gave us, in all these instances, I can name 100 more, but Tim, since time is a limitation, I will stop here. But leaving the message in your minds that research is a key. In life, whatever you do, you need to understand the psyche of people. You need to understand what is happening, even to think of the future. If you don't analyze, if you do not do research, you will never find out anything. Everything will be based on research. So all you youth, I'm sure people who are getting involved in research have a very much more advantage in the future. And all of you all who are getting into the corporates, I'm telling you, use the research. Use it. Don't waste the knowledge of research that you gain here. And also, I would like to thank the university, not only teaching the methodology of research, but making them go out and do it at the grassroots levels is a key, because that experience is very, very important. I'm sure all these students, all these graduates have gone through those experiences and would have gained a lot for their life. So thank you very much, everyone, for giving your time to me and listening to me. I hope there was something that you took away from me